everybody, it's your friendly neighborhood farmer, free range Kara, and you can't see it from this camera angle, but I have a really big bruise on my arm. It looks like this. It's really bad, but it actually gave me an idea for this month's video, which would be the worst injuries I've received while wrestling. Luckily, none of them are too terrible. Like, I've never broken bones or, had to like go to a hospital or anything. I'm just kind of just some minor injuries kind of. I'm a minor injuries kind of gal, is what I'm trying to say. The very first worst injury I ever had was, it was back in like my rookie year. I was in North Dakota and I was challenging for one of my first championships ever, my first singles championship, or maybe it was my second. They were very close together. And the champion went to give me a crucifix off of the second rope. So I was like suspended above the air, like way higher than I was ever used to, and I just froze. And I was going to give him a rana off the rope, and I just fell. And so that was great. I landed real hard on my right shoulder, and I partially strained my shoulder, and that took a couple months to heal up. But I won the championship that night, so it's all worth it, right? Right? Yeah, it's totally fine now. I did some rehab at home and I iced it. I took my pain medication and it's all good now. It's still a functioning shoulder. It's just was a very scary moment in my wrestling career. I haven't had many moments like that. Just the sheer terror of being so high up in the air. I would not do well in a ladder match. Please, promoters, do not book me in a ladder match. My second injury that I'll talk about today is happened back in 2020. Right before everything got shut down by the pandemic. I was wrestling in Duluth, Minnesota, and I've probably told you guys about this one already, but I received my worst concussion. And again, I say worst, but it wasn't that bad in scope of what a concussion really can be. Like, I didn't lose consciousness, I didn't throw up, I didn't see stars. I just got hit real hard in the side of the head by a knee strike. And, I was like, ooh, that really hurt, and luckily it was the last move of the match, so I just got to lay down and just lose. But the next day I was at work, and I got really, really dizzy all of a sudden, and I was like, yeah, I probably have a concussion. So I went to the doctor the day after that, and they were like, well, there's nothing we can really do for a concussion. Like, there's no medicine we can do to make it better, so you can either go to this concussion facility or you can just stay at home and rest with the lights off. So I was like, I'll just go home with the lights off. And, we won't know the true damage of that until I get older, but I think I'm okay. And then my most recent one would be my double sprained ankles that I got last year back in 2024 at a show with First Wrestling. This is not to harm First Wrestling in any way, shape, or form, so please don't be mad at them. It was my fault. I stood in the way of Shane Black doing his cannonball, and unfortunately our paths didn't cross correctly, and his body weight landed on both my ankles. And so I sprained them both right then and there in the middle of the ring. Managed to, I don't know how, somehow finish the match. I don't know how I was standing because my ankle was not good. But finished the match and then went backstage hobbling, and luckily I got a nice bag of ice and I got to elevate my ankle. I thought it was just one ankle at first. But then as that ankle was feeling better, the other ankle started feeling worse. And I'm told that's a thing that happens. Like, if you mess up one, it's going to mess up the other. So I wore some wraps and I did some rest and some more rehab. And they appear to be two functioning ankles as of this moment in time. But I'm also told that once you do it once, you're destined to do it again. So we're just being extra careful and working on ankle strengthening exercises to try to prevent that from happening again. So yeah, like I said, my injuries aren't too terrible. Like, I haven't had that really bad one that kind of defines a wrestler's career, but I'm hoping I never have to. So, fingers crossed for good body parts and safe opponents and all that jazz, and no ladder matches, please. If you have a unique injury or something that you want to mention down in the comments, I'd love to chat with you about it, and we can compare our war stories. I've never been in a war. Please don't send me to war either. All right, I'll leave you be. Bye-bye.